Hi, today we're going to talk about the calculation of return on investment using robocalls for the mortgage industry, and I'm going to do it in under 5 minutes. So I'm going to have to talk really quick. You can visit us. I'm from a company called robotalker.com. You can come here and make phone calls, read some white papers, watch some movies, request more information. It's all here. Definition of ROI, I'm sure we're all familiar with return on investment. It's your profit minus how much you paid to get that profit divided by how much you paid to get that profit. So you want a decent profit margin to use automated phone calls. It's outlined here, and the cost to generate the sale will be the cost of investment. You know, marketing is an investment, just like investing in a building or a desk or anything else. You can use this equation to compare automated phone calls to print, direct mail campaigns, media, radio advertisements. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Typical questions are: what type of returns do you see using automated calls to market your products? What are warm transfers and how well do they work? What are the costs of automated phone call campaign? How do robocalls compare with human telemarketing? What kind of returns can you expect to get? Great examples here. I'm going to use the mortgage industry. Roughly $2,500 per sale they make. We'll take off $500 for the salesperson. Average cost per call is 5 cents per call. And then if you buy your data, which you should always supply your own data, do not let the provider supply you with data. They're in business to sell calls, not data. So the data isn't that good because they want to sell more calls. Sorry, life's cruel, but that's what happens. So let's say 13 cents a call. We'll say $500 for commission. That's $2,000 divided by 13 cents. 15,384 calls you have to make for one sale to break even. Here's a typical customer that we had with a typical run. It's a 2-hour run. They run it typically 2 nights a week. They have 10 people on staff. That's all they do. 4 hours a week. They fill their whole staff. They work them the rest of the week. 4,000 calls for voicemail, 3,800 calls for live. This resulted in a warm transfer clean rate of 112 people. Total cost of calls delivered, $422 just for the calls. So the call per transfers is $3.77 per transfer. And that's somebody who's interested in buying your product, and they were filtered out in the message and by asking qualifying questions. That's a 2.93% warm transfer rate. It's pretty outstanding in the industry. Let's do some math towards ROI. 33% of the people never make it through. They drop out because they don't qualify or lose interest. So you end up with 63 sales from the 121 transfers. If we look at this, total cost is $1,098 with data. Total return for the one night's work is $127,000, $680. Net returns $126,582. The ROI for this comes out to be $115.28, which I think you'll think is pretty good compared to other types of media. What's the cost of the campaign? Message creation is very important. You can read this later, go through it yourself. Message delivery. Have professionals do your messages. We charge $25. We have really good people to do it. Phone list. Make sure that you buy your phone numbers and they've been scrubbed, because you don't want to buy numbers you can't use. And the cost of phone calls, of course, is at this rate. More phone calls you buy, the less the rate. Extra value. All the voicemail calls aren't even in this equation. We get very good return. Always provide your caller ID on the phones. Don't use some other caller ID. They do it. A lot of companies do it because they do what's called dipping, and they make money by using a different caller ID. And make sure the voice quality is high. If you don't have good voice quality, if it sounds like they're underwater, people immediately hang up. Make sure there's no delay at the beginning of the call. People will immediately hang up. These are things that keep our numbers so high. Next thing we'll do is how does it compare with a human telemarketer? Telemarketers are much more expensive. Message delivery is consistent with automated phone calls. Your staff decides the voice, the tone, everything is very well controlled. It's more flexible. You can grow your business rapidly by just turning up the volume. Summary: ROI is extremely high. It's flexible. It enables you to rapidly expand your business. Call me with any questions. robotalker.com. I can send you white papers on this. Thanks.